believe we're live. So, welcome to Real Estate Updates with Florida Closing and Escrow. We have John Iowanu and Anthony Bauza, expert real estate attorneys, about some positive news to start with since last week. John, you want to add anything?
Yeah, as we previously discussed, the phones are busier, which is good. We've been getting more contracts, which is good. So activity has definitely increased, and we're looking for more of that coming up real soon.
Especially with things opening now. I believe definitely now that showings can happen, people are definitely, getting more phone calls, realtors are telling me. And in fact, Brickell Flatiron has had four purchases of over $31.62 million since March, four of which were penthouse apartments. And the buyers have been from actually Florida, New York, Italy, and Mexico. And people are saying their priorities are now they are space and cleanliness in buildings. They want high-end buildings. A lot are escaping New York with the taxes and COVID issues and coming to Florida. So Brickell Flatiron alone now is 98% sold. There's also been many sales at 1000 Museum, Austin Martin, Masoni, Bayou. And as a matter of fact, all were for asking price at Brickell Flatiron. So prices are holding. So that's always a good sign as well.
Also, what we've heard is for houses with big backyards, with pools, and also houses that include an office. So if any agent has that type of house, definitely push those parts of the house.
Good points. Very good points. Okay. We've had a few questions, we're going to start with Anthony about evictions. I believe they were extended to June 2nd. After that, please advise what happens and about the CARES Act and what people should do. Should they negotiate with their landlords, or what do you advise?
Right. So Governor DeSantis did extend that executive order regarding foreclosures and evictions until June 2nd. It does not waive the obligation to make your scheduled payments, so your rents are still due. They're not being forgiven. It's just that the eviction process cannot legally begin until June 2nd. With regards to the CARES Act, the any tenant in a federally subsidized housing, any FHA, VA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac property, that foreclosure and eviction suspension is through July 25th. And in this scenario with a federally backed mortgage, you could call up your lender and you could get up to 180 days forbearance on your payment. With any non-federally backed mortgage, it would be up to your landlord and you to come to some sort of arrangement, and it's better to do that sooner rather than later so that you do not face eviction come June 2nd. So any sort of payment arrangement or agreement that you and the landlord can come up with would be very beneficial to already reach out and advise your landlord now as soon as possible to try to negotiate and come to some sort of agreement.
Okay, thank you. The next question is about short-term rentals. What is the status?
So, as you know, they were initially banned back in March, and according to the reopening plan, the short-term rentals will come back during phase two for in-state residents, followed by a phase three where out-of-state residents it will be open to. However, during that time, counties on a county by county basis could request an approval for their specific county under that county's plan. And as of yet, 42 of 67 counties have been approved, but notably absent from that approval list is Palm Beach, Miami-Dade, and Broward County.
Okay, thank you. All right, John, if you can answer how to handle open, expired, needed permits, or code violations.
Right. So, as most realtors know, the as is contract does not include automatically language about permits. So, what the recommendation is to add additional language in the additional terms section of the contract, which talks about permits. But what we've seen recently is realtors will include language of open or expired permits, but I want to remind them to also include language about needed permits. So include those three words, open, expired, or needed, because recently we've seen a case where a seller should have pulled the permit regarding flooring but didn't. So if you have language in there that says needed, then the seller is going to be responsible to fix that. If the word needed is not in there, then the buyer is responsible. So please be careful with that.
Okay, thank you. And the next question is, what should be checked off for extension addendums?
To any contracts now. Uh, but don't forget, the addendum states that you have to
Are you
check
there?
all that apply.
I think we lost John.
We lost John. Do you know,
Oh.
can you answer that for us, Anthony?
Of course. So for the extension addendum, it is important to definitely check off which time period you're extending. In addition to extending it off, checking it off, the first one, which is the closing date, does not require a date to be filled in because it's automatically 30 days if left blank. But in addition to all the other ones being checked off, you need to specify a date or an amount of days. So please be sure to check off the box that you want to extend and then include the time period as well.
Okay, great. Thank you. And just to let you know, Florida Closing and Escrow is here for you and your clients. We're doing in-person closings, we're doing remote closings, we're doing even drive-by closings, whatever your preference is. We are, handling everything with all the safety guidelines in mind. We are digital, wireless, and paperless. We have the attorneys Anthony and John here for you to answer any questions, and we don't charge extra for that. We offer contract draft, review, addendums, answering questions, and LLCs at cost, as well as holding escrow for you. So we're here to help with your success, and we also have some marketing tools available for you as well. Some virtual opens and tours. We have 3D tours for properties that could be scanned. They could go in person to film them, or else here are some examples. If you send in pictures of 3D tours that can be made for you. Danny is great at creating the 3D tours. So we also have Web Alert, where website visitors are turned to subscribers and then get live time push notifications. And this is 10 times more effective than email. So please contact us for your title and closing needs. Florida Closing and Escrow, floridaclosing.com, and 305-720-2844. And I'm available to help you as a marketing liaison, to help you with any issues and any marketing. And we're here for you. And now that things are opening, we see things even increasing and look forward to even more success ahead. So thank you for joining us today. Sorry for a few technical issues, but we look forward to hearing from you, and we'll see you again next week. Thank you.